What is going down, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zerah from the XMG, coming at you on a very early Tuesday morning. And as always, I have my coffee, and I hope you got yours if you're watching this in the morning. And we are going to talk about today, we are going to talk about 10 characters to invest in if you're going to be trying the hard tower mode. And I've been playing around with the hard tower mode on the test server before I jump into it on my account, because it's about time I start jumping into the hard tower on my main account. And maybe this list will help you out, and some of the characters are harder to get, but they do make a difference. But before we get into that, just had a long weekend, sorry for the lack of videos, was tearing down deck, rebuilding half a deck, getting land cleared out for a patio, and it was very hot. It's in the 90s every day. A lot of humidity, so kicked my butt. I was tired, and yesterday was my birthday. So we had a whole bunch of family celebrations going on with that. But before I get into my 10 characters that can help you out in the hard tower mode, I have a big apology to talk about. And that goes out to Darth Moose. So Darth Moose, if you are listening, I am sorry. I have a Patreon account, and under the VIP patron, you pay a certain amount of money and you get perks to go along with it, and Darth Moose did not receive those perks at all. When he first signed up, I didn't know who it was, and then he communicated who it was, and I was like, yep, I'll get you on. Completely slipped my mind and forgot all about it, and I owe Darth Moose a huge shout out and a huge apology. So I am extremely sorry, Darth Moose, and hope you forgive me. My fault. And take responsibility on that one. And if there's anything I can do to rectify the situation for that, as i.e. return the money that you gave me or whatever, please let me know and I'll make that happen instantly. So with that being said, we're going to move in and jump into 10 characters that are going to help you out progress through hard tower mode. We're right back at it, and as I talked about hard tower mode, it does give better rewards, and it is extremely difficult, and I've been practicing on the test server, messing around, and we are going to talk about some characters that I've found, and I kind of rank them, at least in my mind, of characters that can definitely help you out and get you through that hard tower mode. So we're going to start here with number 10. Number 10 is Cruel. Cruel can help you out in hard tower mode very much, and the reason she can do that is she has a couple moves that aren't dependent on your tag, and by your tag I mean order, clans. She can be used as a plug and play character, and those moves, number one is her create reflection. She can create a reflection of another person, giving you an extra person, so she can copy the Mordoom or the Soleus, and it can really help you out. And most of the time when she creates that reflection, they have the lowest health, so the opponent's going to go after that reflection, increasing the survivability of your team. Also, she has on her passive that synergy if you have her with 3 mages or 3 healers, where they get those extra buffs, and it is extremely helpful for the mages where they gain invisibility, so you can go in with a DPS and some tanks and you can burn them down. That increases the overall survivability of your team. Also, she has the I am the Night move, where if it's a defender, they gain invisibility, so it allows you to get around that taunt, and you call your created reflection into assist. So if you're going against a Tramcar or another tank, you can pretty much put them under invisibility. It removes their taunt, and you can go around attacking who you want to attack. So for those reasons, Cruel comes in at number 10. Number 9 here is Tramcar. Tramcar is huge, whether he is a lead for the orcs, or you're using a different orc as a lead, or he has plug and play viability. You can put him with a Soleus team. You can do all sorts of things with Tramcar in many different team compositions to help you out and increase your survivability in the tower mode. And, we all know Tramcar, but he does have his taunting mechanism here, where he gives himself counterattack for 2 turns. And then with that counterattack, he uses his basic, where he can apply stun. But another big move that Tramcar has here is his second wind, where he regenerates his own health and he removes all debuffs on himself. So those moves can really, really help you out in the hard tower mode, and it can really push you further in your progression. And his plug and play viability based off those moves, he can be put with anybody, any team. Really strong champion. Coming in at number 8 for me is Kiri. And the reason Kiri's there is 1, she has the plug and play viability, but 2, demons are pretty squishy, and a good demon team can carry you pretty good in the hard tower mode, and giving them a tank underneath that synergy really, really helps out. Some of those things that can really help out is our Crushing Hurricane, where she recovers health by 50% of the damage dealt, and then decreases the turn meter by 15%. And if they're affected by slow, it's by 30%. So decreasing the turn meter so you take less damage can very much help you out. And then on her taunt, she restores her shield, increasing survivability of her. And then she recovers 10% each turn meter for each living demon in the party, because her taunting mechanism will come up, it'll come down, it'll come up, it'll come down. She can greatly help out your demon team, and demons are big for hard tower, so she just really helps out there. And this is my main account, so as you can see, I haven't touched her yet, and a lot of people probably haven't, but Kiri, very good character, and she does have a very little plug and play viability, but the reason she is at number 8 is because how much better she makes that demon team. Number 7, we have Eric Shieldbreaker, and Eric Shieldbreaker is on this list for one reason, because he can be plug and played with any team to give them Rousing Cry, which gives 4 allies debuff immunity and armor increase. Debuff immunity can slow down the other team exponentially, and armor increase just increases your survivability. So if you lose a character, a DPS character, you can consider putting Eric the Shieldbreaker in there, and the debuff immunity on his Rousing Cry is just an exceptional move and really helped me out get through a couple stages or nodes or those order or clan components of hard tower. So that is why Eric Shieldbreaker comes in at 7. Next up on the list is Hardwork, and Hardwork coming in at 6. He is a plug and play dream. He doesn't do damage, but he's an ultimate support character, and we've talked about him on multiple videos. But what he does, again, is he puts ability block on the character for 2 turns at a 70% clip on his power solo. On his Devil's Horns, he gives you cheat death, regeneration, and damage increase to 4 allies, and then on his passive, he is removing 1 debuff from 4 random allies at the start of his turn. So having Hardwork as a plug and play character who gives you a passive heal with his regeneration, gives you cheat death, increasing survivability, gives you the ability block on characters, and also cleanses, debuffs, so you can get rid of stuns, you can get rid of bleeds, you can get rid of the overcharge. Just really, really huge character to help your progression in hard tower mode. Coming in at number 5 is Soleus, and Soleus could be anywhere in this top 5 list, but I'm at 5 because I feel the other characters are just slightly better. And what Soleus can do is, obviously, he gives you the mass heal on his second ability, where he is dealing 550% of his magic damage, and then he has his Amos' Blessing, which gives you an armor increase, tenacity increase, haste, damage increase, and cheat death for 2 turns, and gives them 40% of their max health. So you have 2 heals. He just can be used in any sort of lineup with anybody, and increases the survivability, and that's what you're going for with the hard tower mode, is just increasing that survivability of your teams. Number 4 is Patriarch Chi, and Patriarch Chi is much like Soleus, where in Hardwork, just the plug and play viability, and he has 2 moves that just really, really help him out. And he gives armor increase to all allies for 2 turns, so whether it's summon demons or, pigwalds, half pig henchmen, he gives you great viability for the armor increase. And then what I really like is his Fortitude, which gives you a shield equal to 700% of Patriarch Chi's magic damage, but then it removes 2 debuffs. So if Tramcar's under stun and he has his taunt up, you can remove that, giving him shield as you do it, and keep your team rolling. Very good plug and play viability. And his passive is also nice for hard tower. You can't rely on it, but it is there. And what it does is it gives you a 40% chance to heal an ally by 30% of the shield you gave them. So you can have that extra heal, but you don't want to rely on it. But it is a nice little touch to his kit. And that's why Patriarch Chi comes in at number 4. Number 3 is Zerah. Zerah is amazing for hard tower because of all the debuffs she brings. Now her leadership alone goes, all enemies receive tenacity decrease, armor decrease, damage decrease, and buff immunity for 1 turn, and that really screws up the AI. Tramcar is always going to taunt on his first turn, and if he has the buff immunity, it's not going to work. So, that alone makes her number 3, but then you think about other moves she has, where she has the chance to put an armor decrease, she applies bleeding, ability blocks, that's amazing. On her AoE, she has bleeding, she can put buff immunity back on for 2 turns, and then on her basic, she does very good damage, a 70% chance to gain damage increase, so you are doing more damage. So her kit is built very good. If you have her, she is awesome. You put a Tramcar in there, you could put Hardwork in there because her leadership ability, has the orcs in there, and the potency will help Tramcar, the potency will help Hardwork, and also in maximum health of all orcs, so it's increasing your survivability, and at level 6, it's 20%, so she is just perfect for hard tower mode. Will get you, blow through some of those early ones, really get you far along and advanced in hard tower. Number 2 is Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank makes your goblin team so good for hard tower mode, and Dragon Law Gaming put out a very good video on Dr. Frank and the goblins for hard tower. He is just an exceptional character because what he can do is iron them flat. He inflicts the shock on them for 2 turns, okay? And what the shock does on his basic, then he inflicts daze if they are shocked. So daze is huge for like a slinger team, which you'll see in hard tower. It's good for Tramcars, it's good for more dooms, all sorts of stuff like that, where they're not gaining that extra turn meter. Absolutely huge for hard tower. Then he also gives you his healing charge, where he's restoring 350% of the magic damage to shields of all allies, restores health to all allies equivalent to the shield restored. And the good thing about that is shield can stack and stack and stack. Now it won't carry over from battle to battle, but it decreases the amount of damage you're going to take, and they can chip away at that shield, that over shield that he'll be able to give them. He is just a beautiful character for hard tower. And then his passive ability in a goblin team, if an goblin ally attacks an enemy with shock, another random goblin is called to assist, and if he calls himself into assist, then 2 more goblins come into assist, increasing your damage. He just makes goblins a phenomenal team for hard tower mode. And my number 1 character for hard tower mode is Renata. And why, you say? Because her event just came out, people are getting her and unlocking her, and her resurrection, she resurrects a random ally for 50% of their health. So say you lose your Tramcar, you can resurrect your Tramcar, and you can carry him on in hard tower mode. It makes your team so much more survivable. The fact that you can bring back a character, heal them up, and then continue to use them. She has a mass heal. She gives out regeneration over time. She can put cheat death on herself or an ally under her passive ability here, where at the end of her turn, Renata restores 15% of maximum health, 15% of maximum shields to an ally who has 2 or more stacks of regeneration. All allies with full health after that effect gain cheat death for 2 turns. Again, increasing your survivability. She is just really, really good for hard tower mode, and the ability to bring somebody back cannot be overstated how good that is in hard tower. So that is why she comes in at number 1. So my YouTube family, there it is. 10 characters, in my opinion, ranked from 10 to 1 that are going to help you out and continue your journey and help your progression in the hard tower mode of this game. And I haven't tried one yet on my main account because I don't feel I have the teams up and running to do that yet. So I don't want to give up my main rewards. And when you look at tower mode, people don't want the headache from hard tower, and that's completely understandable. But if you have the ability to eventually chip away and try these, the rewards are better. That is that. I mean, it is better, but it's more of a time sink. So you have to keep that in mind. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. Again, Darth Moose, if you're listening, I apologize for all of that, and let me know if there's a way I can make it right to you. So with that being said, that's what I got for you all today. It's great to be back. It's great to see you all, and I hope you liked it. Now, if I forgot somebody that you have found for your hard trial mode, put it in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. And that is what I got for everybody today. I'll see y'all in the next one. I hope everybody is doing great in this crazy world we're in. I love y'all. See you in the next one. I'm out.